Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome back to the channel. I was in the garden the other day, cleaning it up, went down the recycling centre just to chuck some stuff away and saw someone taking these out of his car and was just going to throw them into the skip in the recycling centre. Criminal. Now, he had a PS3 Super Slim, had the remotes, had all the cables. Asked him if I could have them. He said yeah. Asked him if they were working. He said he didn't know, just clearing space, chucking stuff out. This one has all been tested, checked out, all been reset, updated. I've played it for a good few hours and it's working perfectly. And I've just listed that one on our website or on eBay for £80, and that was just heading for the bin. He also had a PS3 Fat in his arms. Yeah, I got off him as well. Luckily I got these before I was going to the bin, and not just any PS3 Fat, but the 4-port backwards compatible. Now I have plugged this one in and tested it. Does all turn on. Hasn't got the yellow light of death like most of these units have, but it's not reading the disc. You can hear the laser moving, but the disc isn't spinning up. So it's probably the laser gone. Now I've got another PS3 backwards compatible that's not working. That was one of my first videos when I was changing the tantalums. It's knackered now, so it might just be a case of just swapping these over. But let's get this apart, see what's going on with the lens, give it a clean, see if it makes any difference. If not, we'll swap them out. So let's get this apart and have a look inside. I won't bore you with undoing all the screws and everything else. I shall just get this apart and let you know when it's done. I mean, the label looks perfect. It's like it's never been apart, which is nice. Just put my heat gun on 100 degrees. I'm going to warm this up just to soften the glue, and it should peel off without leaving the void message on there. Right, just unplug the disk drive so we can get it apart and see what's going on. Carefully lift it up because you've got the cable under here. Let's take it out of the disk drive. Right, let's get this apart first. Now you can't just change a disk drive over. You need to change the daughter board over. The daughter board is married to the motherboard, so you can't just get a new unit and change it. You have to swap over the daughter boards. So let's move this out of the way and we'll check inside there. It's just got 4 little screws on the bottom to undo to get in, I think it is. No, I missed a screw. One in the middle. No, it all comes off in one piece, this one. Probably getting confused with another drive. Can't remember which other drive. You have to break that seal on the front. Just stops dust getting into the drive. Let's just lift it up and wiggle it forwards. There it can. And then we've just got the 4 screws here. And one at the back. It's not been apart before because the tape is still holding it shut. Just be careful of this little wire down here. Right. How's the laser looking? Not too bad. Doesn't look cloudy or anything. It's looking okay. So we'll get some IPA and just give it a quick clean. See if it makes any difference, but I very much doubt it. It doesn't look cloudy or anything. I'm just going to pop the top back on. Just going to put a couple of screws in just to hold the lid shut. Right, I'm going to leave that open. Just going to chuck it back in the unit. See if it makes any difference. Right, let's get the telly on, we'll plug it in and we'll see what is happening with this. See if that's made any difference, but I very much doubt it. Power, HDMI. Right, I'll flick that on there. See, we've got our red light. Turn it on, get the TV on. Right, so the console is on. Hopefully you might be able to see when this goes in, whether it spins up or not. Now you can hear it crunching. Let me put the mic next to it. I'll zoom down a bit. Alright, so it goes in. Here's the laser. But we've got no disc spinning. You can see the disc in there. No spin. Spins okay by hand. There's no resistance there. So yeah, spin it fine by hand, but it's not liking it. I have tried other discs. So no, that's not having it at all. So we're going to shut this down. Not got a remote connected up. So shut it down, take the daughter board off, and we'll swap it for that one I was previously trying to fix that is really, it's knackered now. And I know that disc works fine. So let's unplug this. See if I can find the other disk drive. Out the other backwards compatible I had. Make sure it's the same model. Hopefully it will be. Let me pause while I find the other drive. Right, so I believe this is the one out of the other PS3 I was working on before, trying to change the tantalum capacitors. Yeah, it's knackered now, I think. So we shall take the daughter board off of here and set it to the side, because we're not going to need this. That's it for the screws. Under all the cable clips. Get the cables out of here. And we have got our power one on the side. Shouldn't have to worry about it. Is that just going to slide out of there? Got the two tiny little wires on the side, which are the sensors on the top of the drive. I think it detects when a disc goes in. Silly little bloody thing this one is. Hurrah, it's out. Right, so that's the daughter board for my old PlayStation that is knackered now. So I'm just going to put that one out the way, out the side. Pretty sure these are the same drives. Everything looks the same. So let's get this one off the bad drive and put it in the good drive. Be careful with these, you don't want to bend any pins on the connectors. Take your time, don't force anything, they should just fall into place with these levers up. Let's get the screws back in this. And that should be it. So that was the non-working drive that we took the top off. Out of the way. So this should be the good drive with the non-working drive's daughter board. Right, let's try this. Make sure all the cables are plugged in properly because you don't want any false readings after changing this. So yeah, that's all in. Right, let's spin it back round so I've got room to plug everything in. Although now I've got the top back on it, you're not going to see whether this one's spinning or not, but you can hear it. TV's turned off because I've taken so long. And HDMI. Right, turn it on. Red light. Power. Actually, I think this drive has got a copy of My Last of Us in there. Which I forgot to take out after trying to fix the other PlayStation. So let's have a look. Yeah, there it is. So it goes in. Reading, and it's spinning. I can hear it spinning, but nothing's coming up yet. Do I have to change more? Where's a remote? Right, got a remote, I just need to get a cable for it. 2 seconds. Okay, plug that in. Yep, that's synced right. Move it around on the screen. And The Last of Us has popped up on screen. Let me spin you up. Right, so let's see if this is going to load. It needs an update first. Okay. Let's let it do the update. So let's cancel that a minute. Let's see what software is on here. Version 301. 60 gigabytes. It is possible to install another OS. I'm not too sure whether it's better selling it with an old version on it, so someone can install another OS, or whether it's better to update it. Obviously you can't play games if I don't update it. Right, I'm not too sure. I'm sure the 3.0.1 is now downloadable and you can still get it and update your console, put it back to 3.01. So I'm just going to update it because I want to check this game works in it. Right, is that it? System settings. So we're 488 to the latest software. Now let's see if this game is going to run on here. Always use The Last of Us to test these games because it's very graphic intensive, and if there's going to be any problems, this game will make it shut down. If there's any trouble with the graphics chip or the CPU running this game, it should push this system to its limits, I think, from what I've read. And like the other PS3 I tried to fix, it would play other PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1 games with no problems without shutting down. As soon as I put this one in it, as soon as it got to the intensive graphics, it would 3 beeps and shut down. So that's why I use this. Right, let this download this data and install it, and we should be loading. Right, we're getting the logo up, which is a good sign. That's in shot. Does take a while to load this one. Come on, keep loading. This is as far as my other PlayStation would get before giving me the 3 beeps and shutting down on its own. So hopefully it's going to load. I'll do a little bit of gameplay, and if that works, this PS3 backwards compatible is fine. But obviously if it does work, I'm going to strip it down, reapply thermal paste, clean everything up, de-dust it out, just make it spotless as I can, and brand new thermal paste to hopefully keep the system running a bit longer. See my messy desk? I'm in the middle of decorating still.
Tom, listen to me.
No, it's looking good so far. The fan's not even going nuts. The fan is normal speed, I would say. Right, well that will do for now. That's all working fine. Fans aren't going nuts. Fans are just normal speed. So it looks like this is working fine. So I'm going to quickly strip it down, clean it out, put some thermal paste on there, get it all back together, reset it, and it will be ready to sell. Now, I'll show you a couple of clips of what I do. Right, so I'm just going to fast forward this, strip it down, give it a clean, put it back together. Oh, and don't forget the new thermal paste. and that. And that is why this needs to be cleaned out. It is just full of this fluff. That will probably eventually overheat. You don't get all that out there. It's going to be clogged in here. Nice. And it can be awkward to get apart because that it's now all it's being held in by is by the thermal paste. So you don't want to be bending the board too much, you just want to be trying to wiggle it and slide it around. Take your time with this because you do not want to damage the board. The thermal paste will eventually give up the ghost and let go. Sometimes by getting some IPA down in there will help release it. So let's take the fan off because that needs cleaning. Yep. It's absolutely filthy now. Right, so the CPU and RSX chip are under this one that's under there and this one here. Hopefully I can get some alcohol. Hopefully that will work its way under the chip. Help loosen that thermal paste. I've just heard something release there. Hopefully it's the board. Now by the sounds of it, that has now released. I think these little screws on the drivetrain are coming off. Yes, they do. So there we go. You can see that thermal paste is all gone rock hard now. You can see where the alcohol has just gone under that corner a bit and just helped it release. That bit's wet because it's got alcohol on there. But yeah, the rest of it is pretty solid. This has never been changed since it was probably made. So yeah, I mean, this looks like factory paste. Then underneath you can see all the dust clumps of the stuff that's in here. So we need to get rid of all that, give this all a clean up now. Yeah, so I'm going to dust all this off outside and then we'll put it all back together. Okay, that's more like it, all dedusted, nice and clean. Might give that a little wipe round with a damp cloth, but we got rid of the dust. I'm not sure whether this has had some stuff spilt on it or not. But yeah, you can see here, like, don't know whether that's sticky coke, something like that, a bit further over. That's all looking a bit sticky there. I'm not sure about this front area as well here. See some markings on that, so I'm not sure whether this has had anything spilt on it or not. The other side of the board's looking fine. So yeah, I'll give that a little bit of a wipe with IPA. Alright, let's get some of this old thermal paste off. Just take it off with a dry cotton bud first, as much as you can. And once most of it's off, we get some isopropyl alcohol and clean the rest off. Right, let's start to rebuild this. Right, let's get some thermal paste on it. I've got the Arctic Silver. This is the MX5 one, high density. They say it does lower the temperature very slightly, but I think this seems to be quite thick and can sometimes be a bit hard to spread, but I think really it needs spreading on these chips. It is quite thick, never really comes out great. A little old Screwfix card. I probably need a lot more than paste on here than I put on. Don't want to waste it. Now, is that the perfect amount of thermal paste? You tell me. I do like to spread them out on here because that MX5 is, this Arctic Silver 5 is thicker. I just don't think it's going to spread nicely. I think I'll go back to MX4. I don't know. Right, and that is it, all back together. So just in case I didn't say before, this is the CECHC03 model. Now all we got to do, plug it back in, test that it works. This is where you realise you've absolutely buggered the whole thing up. Right, so we're plugged in. you get a red light. Turns on. Don't want to hear the dreaded 3 beeps. We can set the date and time again. I definitely put the battery back in, I know that. So let's put game disc back in, make sure The Last of Us is playing okay. Took a little while to read that, but we know it plays alright. Right, so that's working fine. Excellent. Should be it. Just take some photographs now, give it another little wipe down, give it a little buff up. And it's ready for sale. Let's quickly check the DVD because these are Blu-ray discs. So we do want to make sure it's reading old DVDs. In fact, we can just stick in a PS2 game. Right, so try PS2. Smackdown, here comes the ping. Loads up okay. Create an internal memory card for a PS2. Yeah, that'll do. PS2 is good. Right, so there we go, that is it, this one is working. So from my lucky trip of going down the recycling centre and managed to grab these off the guy before he chucked them in the massive bins, you know, it's literally a massive skip container that gets hauled away on the back of a lorry. Everything just gets thrown in there. Managed to get them off there before they went into there. This one is working fine now. And this one could be probably worth up to sort of £130. I mean, realistically, I'd probably sell it for 100, maybe 99.99. But it's shocking the things people will just throw away. Now, if it was in the bin, in the recycling centre, it is illegal to go in there and take it out. But, you know, I was throwing out some old broken electricals that were unfixable. They're pretty much trash. I'd taken stuff out of it that I wanted to sort of keep that might be useful for something, but I had a look in the bin and there is so much stuff in there worth money. There's old VHSs and stuff and things that are probably fixable. Now I don't know why the council, there are some councils, I mean Blackpool down the road, they have got a tip shop where they basically have a shop on site. And they are saving stuff from going into the skip. You can find things in there, you know, there's games, there's electronics, all sorts of bits and pieces, books, anything that's good and that can be resold, they'll have it in their shop so people can go and buy it. But I don't know why more recycling centres don't do this. I mean, even if they didn't want the hassle of like setting up a shop, you know, stuff like electronics, so much of this stuff can be fixed. Why not just have a shed with loads of shelves on there and have people put all their electronics, you know, obviously if they're trashed and no good, then yeah, you know, if they're dented and plastics are snapped and it's all smashed up, then yeah, just chuck it into the bins. But if it's not turning on, if the whole unit is still in good condition, why not just put it in a unit on a shelf so people like me can go in there, probably take them out, fix them and, you know, resell them, make a bit of money. Even if we, like, you know, I mean, stuff like this, give them like £5 each. I mean, it's broken anyway, and they're going to make money from it. Give them £5 for like each item, or a couple of quid for each item, and so much of this, more of this stuff could like come out and be fixed. You know, they're probably not going to be making much money on the waste from like skipping it. Obviously, you know, there's copper and bits and bobs in there, but there's not much in these kind of like machines that are going to make them a load of money. So I don't know why councils let us come into your recycling centres and take these things out the bin. We can pay them money, give them money, and we can make some good money as well if we can fix them. It'd be so nice. I mean, this criminal that these you know, the PS3 Super Slim was working fine and it was just going to get chucked in the bin. And this PlayStation 3 backwards compatible, they're getting rarer and rarer. It's hard to find ones that actually work in original condition. And this one, you know, it just needs another laser. So yeah, I could have gone down the recycling centre, picked up a PS3 that was, you know, knackered, but the laser and the disc assembly might have been okay, and I could have swapped it into this one like I have done with an old one I've got that I got from the car boot, and I could have a working unit. And it's another item saved from the tip, and people want these items. Anyway, enough rambling. It's just a shame some of these machines just get like chucked away for no reason. Absolutely criminal. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a, that is a like. A thumbs up is a like. So give us a thumbs up so you like the video. Please subscribe. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified of when I upload another video. And I hope you've learned something, and I hope anyone that's watching this will just throws their electrics away and send them to me, so I'll take them for free. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.